where we expected it to be dumping, but today they came back with a revenge. So today is a good example why you should take profits. If you don't, those 3,800s went to about 50, and if you held them, they actually went to zero. So $4,300 in the pocket or zero. And you just can't teach people to take profits, because you should take profits every time you're hitting some targets, right? All right. So let's just look at some VSPV on this. We already got majority of those levels. All right. Does anyone need a level where you short this? Where you guys got it? Just checking, see who knows.
Below 374.
Here's a good level to short right here. It's a recent value area low. So this would be pretty good. So we have a VPOC here, and then you have these little skinny bellies all the way to about 369 right here. So this should be your target. And definitely that should be our target. What was this real quick? You guys see how we bounced here? There's a little bit of a cluster of, 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 POCs in the area, a couple of VALs. I'll just clean up some of these charts. Before I do, did you guys see where we wanted to short it last time? A little circle right there. Worked out pretty good. Here. Pretty sure we're below this right now. Keep an eye on that trend line. I don't know where ES is yet, but we'll get there. Check 2 hours. Potentially even get this bounce right here. You guys see how nicely we bounced there first, second time. So now, honestly, you could be potentially shorted below the sell-off POC. Does everybody know what that means, the sell-off POC?
No, I don't.
All right.
Is that when that sell-off was coming down and you took the
That's correct. I know where you're going. So basically what that is we grabbed it from here and we were looking to see where that POC was. And I think in this case we were grabbing this one here. So I think it was this one here, if I remember, somewhere around here, maybe even the one after that. Let's see. Nope, I don't know which one we grabbed then, but it did work. Shouldn't be this one. Okay, well. So this is kind of confirmation here for the short, the 373, the short below. Lines up pretty good. Safer entry, what we got. A little bit more aggressive entry would be here, right below this trend line. If we break Is there enough reward to short it here? Potentially, right? I mean, and I would not play SPX on this. I'd rather play SPY for 10% than SPX for 10% just because of the way the contracts move. So we'll watch this, and after we see where we are in terms of ES, we'll know what's going on. Not what I'm grabbing, but it's not the line. And I put lowercase c VAL. Does anyone know what that is? Abbreviated for? And I'll do sometimes C, POC. Everybody know what that stands for?
No.
Cumulative.
That's correct. It's a cumulative value area low because we're grabbing a couple of days. We're grabbing from the sell-off, so it's a cumulative value area low. Those are going to carry a little bit more weight than any other VALs like intraday or single day VALs or VAH value area highs. So when it's cumulative, it means a little bit more. That's why I denote it with the letter C. So that way I know what that is. And here, if you guys look, this area right here, you do not want to be trading in this zone because the volume is heavy. You can use scalping here, but you're going to be really, you see the candles, how they are, really not enough move like you had here. You had a nice rip, nice fallback, not really clean fallback, a lot of back and forth, but once you get in this area right here, you'll get at least a nice move to here, maybe even a little bit to about 368.9. And then our recent low is here. Okay, so any questions on this?
What did you grab for that volume profile?
For that, I grabbed the sell-off amount, like where we started selling off from here to the bottom. And the reason why I did that, does anyone know why?
I want to see where the sellers came in.
Exactly. I want to know where the sellers came in. So I know, and we talked about this last time. So if we delete this supply for a moment, so this is a tiny little supply, right? When you think about, shelf, this is a tiny little shelf. And you see, if you even take your vertical lines, like this one, this line is smaller than this line, right? I mean, you see that this shelf here is a little bit bigger than this one. The real, reflection of a true volume shelf, and, hence it's a POC, it's right here. And this is where, this would be a really, really great entry. If they can drive this up, I would be patient enough and wait for this. And really, I don't even have to take a trade because I'll just go heavy in this area right here, 411. If they can somehow drive this, which I honestly think that they will find a reason to bounce here and eventually go up to here, this would be a perfect short, and this would slice through all of the levels after that, because the power of the sellers, they would accumulate here. No buyers would be able to handle the orders that are coming in, and we call those master orders, if you guys remember. They would literally load up so much that all these buyers would be exhausted from the initial run. They would not be there to protect they wouldn't have the force to protect, if that makes sense. So we're watching this, and then, if you extend this line here, you can play the breakout over this line to go long. I'll just delete this purple line. Any questions? Is this fairly clear what we're doing? So on this scenario, I was just talking about a specific trend line break. If I'm going to play the break right here, let's say I'm playing the break because 9:30 comes in, let's say tomorrow, and we play the break here. There's not enough space here for me to play SPX personally, right? And SPX contracts move a little bit more volatile than SPY, in my opinion. So I'd rather not get kind of like slapped by SPX quick movements. You have to be fairly quick on this little drop right here. So I'd rather avoid that. So if I delete this, let me delete that. I'd rather avoid this little area here by SPX, and I can just use, I can make 10% on SPY here. If I do that, I can make 10% on SPY, or just not trade it at all and wait for my entry and short below. Or if we dip below here, come back for this level, then short it from that level, that'd be great. Because you see here that this is our support, right? So you see the rejection, you see the support, we're kind of stuck here. There goes a nice support here and now here. So once you lose this, they tend to come back and hit it from the bottom, and that's where you want to be shorting, not necessarily on the breakout. But that's just my style. All right, let's take a look at ESC if it flushed yet. Oh, not yet. Oh, they pumped it back up. Oh, that's great. That is really, really good. Let's just clean up some of this stuff here. So today, this was my entry for shorts. I don't know if you guys, I was trading live. I had this level. I entered short here, and then I added more shorts here. As soon as it tapped, kind of created a double top. I added more. I was playing, I believe, August 19th. I played 380s and I played 378s. I hit both for 10% because I was a chiropractor. The guy was pretty annoyed with me getting on the phone and checking, so I just did 10% each, and I made 2K while I was sitting with him there.
Yeah, what kind of video game volume there is on?
Say what?
I was just playing around. Like asking you what kind of video game you're playing on your phone.
No, he was probably like, "What the hell's going on with you, man?" Stay focused. But yeah, I was just trying to make a buck while I was waiting. So, anyone see any patterns here? Focus on this area right here. Since the big sell-off. Yeah, there's a bear pennant. I mean, not necessarily a bear pennant here because I'm pretty sure we went above the 50% here. You know, this is too high for, where's my 50%? My 50% trend white again. Yeah, we went through the 50%, so it really broke the rules of a bear flag. But anyone else?
Like a compression into the supply.
Say it again.
A compression into the supply.
Okay, but there's a specific pattern that we were looking for. Have you guys ever heard of ABC?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
So it could be setting up here for an ABC pattern, which would make it go to 36.75. So once we break 37.56, you know, or if you break 37.75, and you guys see how well that worked, once you break this level, there's a strong chance that you're going to even break this 37.56, and you're going to go to this 1618 that lines up with the 2x POC. So A, B, and then C all the way down. The C is usually 1618 or the same length of this move here. AB equals the same as CD. Okay.
Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, see. I'm just trying to clean up my chart. I think I was adding some stuff for you guys today. Feel like I have a lot of junk here now. And I'll leave that fib there. Let's check this on a little bit different time frame. So yeah, you guys see how crucial this 37.56 is. So we got a little triangle here. So when you zoom out, here I'll just go on, let's go on a daily. Need to add 8 hours. I'm just going to delete all these colors here for a moment. So when you zoom out, right, I mean, here, nice channel down. Right here. So we have really nice channels. You have one tap, a couple of taps here. And then this guy here, let's move him up a little bit. We'll move it like this. So you see the potential where we can go if we break this 2x POC. You're probably looking somewhere around 3,400, 3,300. And they'll probably line up somewhere with these breakout levels from before. So this would be your breakout from August 31st. And if you put that there, there's probably a strong chance you're going to go. And then your pre-COVID high is 33.97. And that'll be a really good target, actually. And I'm pretty sure if we get there, you close your puts. Because they will be aggressive buying here at this level. And just remember, every other cap actually hit this level, or ETF, I'm sorry. So here, if you look at it, IWM is back at it, and look, they got a bounce today on it. And I think everything else that I know almost hit. Let me see, Qs. I don't think Qs are there yet. Nope, Qs have a little bit to go here. So Qs have another $32 to go. We'll take a look at Qs here shortly after. We'll just remove all this. Let me just finish ES so you guys can have the levels. Anyone trading futures or no? Oh, never
Not
mind.
right now.
Sequence never held a class, so you can't.
What? No, yeah, no. I got it scheduled for Sunday though.
I'm pretty sure Sequence is going to come up with a reason not to do it. You have to give somebody a hard time, guys. Otherwise, they don't do it.
That's very true.
Yep. So we have a nice little triangle here in 2 hours. And what do you guys notice about this? If you studied Elliott waves, does anyone know anything about Elliott waves and contraction?
Maybe.
Okay, what's a contracting triangle?
I don't know.
Okay, that's what this is. So, right. So if you look at this, if you do kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Let's say you start here. I didn't mean to do that. Ideally, what would you guys want it to happen here?
I'm gonna let somebody else talk. I'm just messing around, but somebody else can really talk.
I'll ask you, what's the target between Elliott waves, between 1 through 5? How do you know where this one is going to end?
The end of the next wave.
Be careful.
Underneath 4.
It's a shorter wave of the
Well, how do we know where is this one going to end? How do you measure that? No,
and
no,
the
no.
618 or the 0.5 or the 3.
I will not let you guys guess. I'll leave that as a homework. You guys will figure it out. There's a way to do that, and I'll let you guys figure it out. It's not length of wave 3. No, it has something to do with connecting lines and figuring it out.
But isn't wave 3 usually longer than wave 1 and 2?
Wave, yeah, it is. But this is a contracting triangle, so you know, as you contract, they get a little bit tighter, right? So here you can figure this out, and I'll see who can get it right.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a good graphic for it. I found before. Trying to see if I can find it again.
So, no, you don't have to answer now. I'm not gonna. You can figure that out on your own. Okay, so this 2 hours here. I mean, and when you play triangles like this, honestly, the best thing you can do is connect the lows, guys. I mean, if you connect the lows here, this is pretty straightforward. So here, if you had the lows, if you take a look at this, you see it broke, and then you have another one. If you connect to these lows, you see this. Once it breaks, boom, connect another one. And now you have the same thing, but from the upper side, right? Now we are looking for, we want a bounce here somewhere. And if we hold this to, to this level, 37.5, this would not be a bad level to get some, to get some calls. And if you look here, I'm trying to make this somewhat correct here. So we got 1, call this 2, and 3 amps. So, I mean, it's not bad here. And at the same time, we have a nice little bear flag, probably on about maybe 45 minutes. Yep, there goes a little bear flag. I know it's a bunch of lines that I just added, but when you zoom out, right, I mean, we're still in a nice, we're still in the bear pennant. And now here, you're trying to climb up. The best case for us is not to short here. We want to short it from the top and then, kind of go there, break and go below. Ideally would be here. I think what would happen is that you're going to actually go here. This is my scenario in my head that I'm trying to go after it.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's a great one right there. Catching rockets.
That's correct.
That's the guy. It's better than my cartoon character.
That's correct. It's 262 that you would go for. And you guys know that's on my Fibs. All right, so I think this is good. Any questions on ES? This should be fun, honestly. Let's see if we bounce here and then get some calls. And if we break below, then you could look for some puts below that, and then we would have the targets right below 37.20 and then 36.75. And then if you turn on the VPVR for a moment, probably, yeah, there it goes. That's why we want to short it right here below this. And that's why we want to sell right here. Everybody get that?
I do.
All right, good. Hopefully everybody else does. And Q took a little dump. Now, what did I do here? Yeah, there you go. So it seems to be playing right off these levels. This is our June POC. This is going to be pretty here soon. So we want to short it here below this level, the June POC, but we have a nice little triangle here. See what we do here. I think higher time frame is going to have a nice little channel here. Let me delete some stuff so it's a little bit cleaner. Just trying to get this channel down. And just for some of you guys, when you're not sure, like for instance, here, if you look at the 1 hours, if you're not sure which kind of wick to use, right? It's okay if there's no right or wrong answer. It's okay if you do this and you're like, oh, okay, well, it broke this one. Let's say we do this right here. So this channel, it kind of broke out of, right? It broke out of this one. But then if you do another one, I mean, nobody says that you can't do this. Like, there's really no rules that you can't do this. And here, if you look at it, what would you expect to happen here? Anyone?
Touch the top trend and reject back to the middle.
Yeah. So I mean, here it looks like we have a VPOC. Well, that's probably no longer a VPOC, and then we have a cumulative value area high, and you see that this cumulative value area high and POC work pretty well together. I mean, just look at this little tight area where they consolidated for a minute. They did not leave that area. They were pinned here for a minute, and then they broke out of it and they hit top of the, obviously new channel for it. But then even if you extend back here, look at these indecision candles. These are 1 hour candles. How many indecision candles and playing in this area? So there's a high chance when you come to this area here that you're going to be looking for a short. So for me, I'm personally going to be looking for a short somewhere in this area right here. Right, and if we break that area, right, then, you know, you take your little stop loss. If you put like 10 points or so above, then you know that there's a strong area here that's above. They'll probably reject, and this would probably look like a little trap on the bull side if they execute it, right? Go above and hit this and go down. If we break this, then we know then you have a little bit of more room to go, and, you know, the CPI doesn't matter. It's priced in. Let me see, where's my VPSV on the first one? Okay, so we do have a VPOC here. I'll delete this one. I'll put the VPOC here. I'll delete this guy here. This becomes our zone. What is this volume profile telling you, anyone? Anyone?
Which one, the P?
This one right here. We're in a downtrend and we have a P profile.
Shorts covering.
Might be reversing.
Say what?
Reversing?
Says shorts covering.
Yeah, so you have a short covering or a potential reversal. So, you know, you have a really poor structure right below this level here. You know, we probably can hit all of these levels if we break 11,672. So this is a pretty good level for short or here. And then if you're able to break this level, you have this POC here. I would say double X POC in this area. And you can kind of put it in between right here. You know, if you just take a little average between them. Call it that. So this is your 2X POC here. So there's, you know, when there's so many levels like this in this area, these people are, I mean, experts at setting up traps. I mean, probably guys witness that every day. So here they can set up a trap where, you know, most people here on Twitter or elsewhere retail, they don't use volume profile. So they would not be aware of this level, probably not much, because if you look at candles, there's nothing telling you there's this level. The way they chart is this, like, oh my God, there's a wick here, and I'm just gonna put it right there. And there's a wick here, and I'm gonna put it right there, which is okay, right? If that's, you know, kind of what works for you, great. And the 11950 is a good level. But there's sometimes levels where they use for traps, right? So like that one could be a trap level where they break it and then they reject it off a 2X POC, and then it becomes really good short entry here where they're hoping to run higher, right, and hit the next level or the trend line. So we'll watch this. You know, you want to short it below this level. And then if you see any weakness as we approach this, which there's probably a high chance probability here that we're going to reject, you want to be kind of shorting in this level. So does that make sense? So if we, depends where we open up, right? If you're opening up here and you see weakness, you're not going to wait to short it here because that's where they're going to bounce and they're going to buy calls and you're like, oh, I just got into puts and everything's going in reverse. Well, it's because you didn't time it, right? You can be right, but your timing can be wrong, and that's where you hurt. Options timing is everything. So if we open somewhere, let's say we're consolidating here below these below these lows right here, and they break it, and we come up to here, this would be probably a good entry to look for a short. Okay. Let me switch to here. I just want to make sure I don't have any surprises. So there's a lot of volume here. And just naked charting, right? So if you look here on your naked chart, which I love kind of doing that. And for all new people, naked chart does not mean what it sounds. It just means there's no
Sounds like a
indicators.
band.
Hey, Shorty, on these charts in the daily, we have a slight increase in volume too, plus they look like dojis, I believe.
Yep. So you have, so there was a doji now, and now we're kind of have like a little hammer. Not really powerful, but there is an increase in volume. But you see this wick here, it's a pretty dangerous one too. But so far, you know, call it what you want, but it still looks like a bear flag. Call it bear pennant. And then we'll leave that one alone. And then if you take your fibs, which we said we would touch, if you're trying to figure out where your support is from here to here, you want to grab your fibs from the bottom to the top to find where, you know, there's a potential for a bounce. Some people prefer that they do it from here to here, which you can do that as well. You're looking for 61.8 and 50%. You're looking for top targets, right? So from here to here, you're looking same way. You know, most people, when they push this way, they're looking for a bounce of something. When you go from bottom down, you're looking for rejection. But as long as you have this, and you see here that your 61.8 is hitting perfectly here. So 68%, 61.8% of the move is right here from here to here. And then, you know, obviously your 50% is lined up where this level is as well. So this is a pretty good short entry here, 12.1228. If we do bounce that, and then you have, you know, if you're going to be shorting this, we bounce right here off of this trend line, and probably if you grab it from here, you know, it's very close to that trend line too. So I don't think it's net new on the trend line itself, but so you can do it either way. But look for these levels here. You know, the way I've been taught, the way I use it is, let's say if I want to figure out, you know, where this whole move, the big move, is going to be rejecting. For me, it's pretty much this. I will find a high and a low, and I will look for the rejections, right? And it's nothing wrong if you go this way and you grab these levels and you say, hey, I'm looking for where we're going to be looking for a rejection or a bounce. You can do that as well. Just look for 61.8 and 50%. What's going to change is going to be your 61.8. Your 50% is going to stay right on. So your 61.8, and these are called golden zones right here. So usually you swing when it's out of, oof, feels like that was sequence. Usually when you draw both ways 61.8, you swing when it's above this zone, and you swing down when it's below this zone. This is called your golden zone in trading.
It's Shorty's favorite thing.
It is. I love ratios.
Oh, Shorty, can you explain the top to bottom, bottom to top thing one more time?
Yep.
Thanks.
So if you go from here, right, if I want to find the targets for the next move, I want to find where can this go if it breaks this triangle. So let's say this is our triangle here. So how would I find the targets? The, you know, extensions, right? So you can use Fib extension tool, or you can use retracement tool and just grab it. If you grab, you know, just a regular Fib retracement tool, you grab the high and the low here. I know where my target is right now. My first target here is 1, 2, what is this? I can't read it. 586. That would be my first target if we break this triangle. That's where I would look to sell, and kind of lines up with this level here, which created imbalance as well. So if you Kind of extend this. Look, it's perfect on. So you want to be looking to take profits at this level. And then if you break that level and you have some runners, this would be your next level here, about 13K. They're looking. If I want to find the targets down, I do the same thing. I would just grab from the bottom and I'm looking for the levels. So now your golden zone, if you're playing aggressive, you can swing or get into entries once you break 61.8 here and once you break 61.8 here, which kind of makes sense, right? On the downside, it makes sense if you lose 15.24, you can go short, and 10.7 would be the next level, about 800 points. And then if you're going to go long, 11.8, and then your first level of exit should be here. Second exit would be here. So top down, you're looking for resistance. Bottom up, you're looking for support. Does the golden zone make sense? So this area between the two fibs, when I drew it top down and bottom up, this is your golden zone here. And you guys usually know my fibs are actually golden, but I just can't see the gold stuff on the white background, so I changed it purple. So this here is your golden zone. Most people don't like to trade in between here, but once it breaks, this is very, very tradable.
But you should just switch to a black background and stop blinding us.
That's right, bro. Get with the times, dude.
So if I switch to the background black, look how it's gonna look. You guys even want to see the
Guys,
candles?
yeah, just because your colors up right, man. Oh, wait, I can't. Hold on, let me delete that one.
Oh, you guys making me switch to this. This is so ugly.
Okay, hold on.
No.
This is so ugly.
Look at this. Look at this. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Come to the dark side.
Yeah.
I think this is
black, blue, and white works great.
Alright, I'll keep it.
40.
Now I've changed my fibs
Dark
because of you
side.
guys.
No.
Where's my 61.8 now? I have to go to the golden. You have to go to white. Yeah, so now Dirty Max, you can.
Look, it already looks better. You can see it.
If I have a bad trade tomorrow, sequence, you're paying for it because of the color background.
Just don't let it happen to be like one of those negative 11 millis.
Yeah, that was a heart attack moment.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm gonna change it after this, but okay. Let's see. So that's NQ there. So you can play these levels, and then if you go, it still looks like it has a nice little channel here. Don't like these now. It's making me change everything.
I think you got to find that balance of colors along with the transparency of the candle bodies. I think that's what you're missing there, man.
Yeah, I think so too, man.
Yeah, you
How do you mess the transparency here?
Yeah, yeah, that's the borders, but like the body up top, change that one to like 75% or something, wherever you want it. But I put it like 75 usually on my red and green. Yeah, see, that's looking better already.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Honestly, with the dark background, when you're displaying on TV, you can't hardly see the wicks.
Wow, yeah.
I guess it's not bad. That's not too bad. What I could do here. Now you guys got me freaking modeling all this here.
So it looks better though. It looks so much better. Unless it's messing with people's TVs, I don't know.
People are gonna hate me. Look at pink roses. Alright, let's see. This is pretty good for now. I'll probably change it to white. Don't get too excited. I should start charting with bars. You guys can't see anything. There, how about this? Half of you probably don't even know how to look at bars.
Entry.
Who knows how to use Renko chart? Anyone?
What do I remember about those?
Anyone know
I
how
can't
to use this?
It's been so long, I can't remember myself.
This can tell you how old I am too. All right, so ideally, if we do dump this below, right, if we break this flag below, something's wrong with my white candles. No. We'll watch this. I mean, honestly, you don't want to go too aggressive long on this unless maybe you take it over 61.8 and look to book your profits here at 12, which is good, 200 points, right? And then the best thing you can do is just add a few levels of your, this all is going to be a mess. Oh, it's not that bad. So that POC lines up perfectly with this 61.8. So this could be a nice entry for short as well on NQ. And then you have a POC here. This POC really shut it back down. That's not a POC, it's a value area high. Oh, it's because it's black. So that level right here lines up with 61.8. So if we do come to this level here, this is a really, really good bounce zone. If we come to this level and we show weakness, this is a really, really, really good level to go short. Yeah, I'm going to go back to white right after the session. And then our 30-minute. This is what we're going to be watching. If you break this level here, this is probably an easy long here to the top of this POC, which is not much, 30 points. It's a lot of overhead right now. I'd look short here based on all the news. So let's see, Qs. Man, it is getting super tight here on the weekly. This looks like an ascending triangle according to many. So if you're going to go long, this 296.7 is your go long level unless you're sequence and you want to lose money.
Yep.
So pretty nasty. This level here should be pretty good.
It's amazing how perfect those peaks are, you know?
Which peaks?
They're just following each other. I mean, those waves.
These?
Yeah, it just looks really clear. You know, it's like it's really easy to see.
Yeah, this
In
looks,
particular, you know, for these patterns. I mean, these waves.
I don't know if you're making a joke about background or actual
No,
pattern.
I was being serious. It's hard to tell, but yeah, no, I was actually being serious that time. It's just really clear.
This one right here. So this is your higher low here. By the rules of naked trading, if anyone watched any of the videos that I posted and what I teach, this here is not worth shorting. Not worth it. So you want to be shorting right below this, and even then, you know, you have a level here right below that's going to be looking for a bounce, which is not bad. You're looking about 4 points that you could short from here to here. Then so this becomes your range for full demand zone right off this. So you would short here, change the text. So this would be a good level for shorting below. And then for going long, this would be good. So what could happen is that you could come all the way here, and then from here you could get a bounce and push to here. Or if we have weakness, you go here. You could trade this on a breakout here. It will have the momentum to get to here if it breaks this level. So you don't have to wait a retest on this one. There's not a lot of space. So most likely you take this trade here immediately in a breakout. And then if we break this level, this is where there's a lot of support previously. Usually on whenever you have kind of like larger support, you break this, you want to be shorting kind of on the back end of it and then take down. Then you have some levels to be looking at here. How does this look now? Okay, any questions on this use?
I think you better change your background back to white or you're going to uprising.
All right, but so far, if you just look here, we go to kind of like 3 hours. If you guys look here, sequence.
What? What are you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing.
That's a terrible color. I don't even know what that is. It's like I don't even know. It's like a baby spinach juke green or something.
Okay, but there it goes. That's good. So honestly, we haven't really done much damage yet, guys. There's nothing that's been changed here in terms of market. We're still ranging here between these two levels. So if you guys, let me just kind of give you a level here so you guys know. Really nothing changed. 269 to 296. Once these are broken, that's when you're going to get a really, really big move. So now the question is, are they going to bounce it in the middle and go higher like they did here, right? Do they come here and potentially bounce it back up? Or do they break this and just kind of continue down? So, you know, are there enough responsible buyers to be on the bottom here? So that's the question. And I think honestly, you know, usually when you have so many interest rates and you stabilize the economy, usually you start ripping, and people are probably not aware of that. But once they have a good plan on how it's going to work, they will rip the market up. Somebody's buying now. And I mean, think about it. Qs are down how much from all-time high? About 33%. So they got a good discount on buying, right? So everybody clear on this? So
Player
then
catch.
short. And then you could short it here below this level. I just don't know how and where we're going to open, but you could short here. And if you short it there, then, you know, your exit, it just depends where we open up. I have no idea where we're going to, if we open up somewhere in between here, you short it below this level, then, you know, your trend line is the first exit. If we open, you know, kind of right here, dancing on the trend line, then we break it, then, you know, you could take this, which should be 281 to about 280, so you have $1. Or you just wait here and see, you know, do we potentially get a bounce and set up a trap for shorts and go higher? And if there's momentum, you break it, then you take it. Okay. See what else dumped. Oh, wow. This is not a bad price for NVIDIA here. All right. So do you guys see the importance of this level right here? It's pretty big level for NVIDIA here to defend. 151, that was the previous breakout from, when was this, May 24th of last year. So pretty important level here, and they can take this all the way down to 117 if they want to. If they take it, then probably go all the way here. I don't think that we can do the Matthews, this guy here. Yeah, let's see if we short it here, you should be looking to get out somewhere right above here, 136, which is not bad. You have about 12 points on this. You know, you have a little bit here at 143. So this would be your first target to get out. This actually does not look bad. And then obviously every one of these below would also be your level for taking profits. It looks kind of congested now, but when you go on smaller time frames, it won't be as bad. And then obviously the POC here, if you get to all the way here, you're a champ. So if you want to go long, where should you guys go long here? Anyone?
$160.
The most risky is the 147, but the least risk is going to be that 154, right?
That's correct. I mean, so if you want to go, if you really want to go long on this, 154, 12-ish is your level to go long on a retest. And you guys, if you go in 15 minutes, it's going to have a really nice rectangle here. So if you go from here, let me just kind of draw look here, you see that we have a nice little, so 150 to 154. So if you're able to break this 150.38, right here, you have a chance to catch it for a $3 move here. So if you turn your VPR right here, let's see if it changes. See if it's a clean one or not. I don't think it looks so clean. So if it breaks, you have about 149.4. So I really would not maybe short it here, even though it might look enticing because of this consolidation. But it's just that it has a little bit of support right here at 149. So you're not getting a really big move here. Let me check repos. Tricky one. Really tricky one. I would probably short it here and get out at 147.27. So this would be my short entry. And this is scalp. And this would be my first scalp short exit here. Wherever I wrote that. So long right here. Here. Short scalp exit here or on that trend line, depending on where we are. And then if you break this, then you enter short, and then you can kind of drive that. Your target here, so on. And these targets, you do not want to be using, weeklies. You need more time on these. You need probably, what are we in July? You probably need August 19th. Okay, any questions here?
What? Sorry, did you say the target on the long would be the downtrend line?
On this one, yeah. I would definitely get out here because if you look at it, let me just make sure that it looks correct in this time frame. Leave this guy. Yeah, so if you get in here, you want to be kind of approaching this. You have about $4 move to get out. And here, we had like a little gap that you have to be aware of. We filled that gap here. So that's probably the level that you want to be targeting right there, 158.14. Seems like the bears took control here on this level. So if you go long here, this is your long exit. Okay, so clear. This is actually a pretty good setup. I'll be watching this tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yep. AMD, I did submit an order on AMD today, obviously not executed, but my short entry is here. Why is it not writing? Oh, because it's black. So I'll be looking at something like this. If we get short, there's potentially you bounce, come back here, and then you go down. So probably on a retest of this, I'll be looking to short it.
August for that too.
For this one, August, even maybe September. I mean, it hasn't been moving that fast on this stock particularly. So either August or September, but I'll probably go September on these. And I already took a loss once on AMD trying to short it. If I would have held it, I would have made the money, but let's see. So here you have a nice little bear pennant. So if you measure that guy, so what is this, 18%? Close enough. So that's why I say 60. And also, this is a previous breakout zone. If you guys go back maybe a little higher time frame, this is where AMD broke out from. So this kind of lines up to be perfect here. This is a really, really swing setup here if he's short. And then, you could draw this trend line from the top here. Can't even see that way. Yeah, so I really like this. Obviously, you could go long here. I mean, this would be a really nice confluence to go long. You have a little bear pennant. You have a trend line off your falling wedge. If you break below here, you could also short here. You could definitely short it here, 70, whatever that is, maybe 74-ish. Let me put a line so you guys can see the level. So you're looking about 74 for short on this one. And you could go all the way to 72, so you get a $2, maybe 20 cents, 30 cents here, 27. So this would be your exit point. And then if you break this guy, it looks pretty nice for a longer swing here.
TSMC is also reporting tomorrow morning.
Oh, TSM is reporting tomorrow morning?
Yep.
Ooh. Oh man, TSM has a problem. Oh, they better not lose this gap. Yeah. So this is the breakout structure. Here it changed the character on the daily. And then if you go on the weekly, it's probably going to be a little bit higher on the change of character yet. So here's the weekly level on changing character going down. But this, I've never looked at their financials to see how, what are their profit margins and whatnot. I have a weird feeling that they're going to try to run this up. Just thinking out loud, all of the tensions between Taiwan and China and U.S. being involved in helping Taiwan, this would not be a bad candidate where, they try to kind of run it up and help the company. So this looks like a nice falling wedge. And if they lose this, ooh,
Call that
$60.
Batman pattern.
If they lose this, they're going back to 60. I'd buy this at 60. Yeah, you see the Batman. So it has a little bit here, a little bit here. That is. Okay, let's see who read the book, Anna Colleen book. What is this called right here?
Distribution.
Distribution phase?
Yeah, but there's a term from here to here. Why did they do this if they're just doing a distribution? Why did they break out of the box?
Test it.
Okay. Who else? Any ideas?
See if they have any buyers higher up.
Well, think about this. You have a warehouse of shoes, and you're like, okay, well, we're very close to this. This was your sign right here that they're gonna sell this. I mean, they came all the way up here, and then they broke that level. They went up and created a double top. So for these people, they're like, okay, well, look how long we consolidated. So we consolidated for, let's see, 322 days in this box. So for 322 days, they've been selling right here. So, and if I was to do VPVR, the average price on this is going to be around $30 where they accumulated. See? So distribution, so the average price where they got it, what, $38? And then when you go here, they've been selling at around 120. So they already made 4 times the money. And now, what do you guys see here on the volume profile?
Skinny belly.
Now, this is a perfect short. I mean, I didn't know they had ER. I wish I did. $60 puts. Who can check real quick how much are they right now on this for tomorrow or for Friday? If you have toss up, I don't have it up. This is a gamble that I would take. I would take a $60 put gamble on this, and if they lose this, I mean, even a $70 put would do well.
70 puts were 6 cents.
How much?
6 cents is what I'm seeing.
Like $6 or $60? That's crazy, man.
They're cheap, super cheap.
6 cents.
Who called it?
Oh my! If they hit this tomorrow, I'm not gonna trade if they hit this tomorrow. If they hit 70 tomorrow, oh. You buy 100 of those, you put $600, and they hit, you just made 100 grand.
They pushed it up like 3% today, the stock.
Oh, that's good. Let them push it up. Yeah, they can push it, but they really need to break this. You know, if they go here, then they have a level that they gotta, you know, kind of go off of this one here. Then they have 83.48, so not much. And then you know, here would be a perfect rejection as well. At 85 level, maybe a little bit stronger. 85.5. But this was a really good opportunity for, excuse me, I have hiccups, for short.
Hey, Shorty, wasn't that what you call an aggressive initiation for the big guys when they're getting ready to launch their move? They were actually, like you said, loading up to go short.
Right here?
In that level, that where you got your red arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what you call aggressive initiation?
Well, it was initiated buying, right? But here, you know, you literally there was already a buyer's exhaustion, right? So this is your seller's climax is here. So they already, you know, every time they go up to top of this, they try to offload as many shares as possible. And then they came here, they tried to offload. Take a look at the volume right here. You see the volume on this candle right here?
Yeah.
I mean, it is, if you kind of scan to the left, not a single volume candle comes even close to it. Like, I don't see any that are bigger than this. Okay, maybe this one here. That happened in 2009. So this was a pure manipulation, as she calls it, where they probably released some good news, right? And they spiked it out of a 322-day consolidation, and retail's like, yes, we broke the consolidation for 322 days. We're going higher. We hit the double top, and what did they do? If you look at these wicks, they run over it, and then they literally, look at the volume. Whoop. Thank you, guys. Keep buying, keep buying. Okay, we're going to go inside. Nope. You're going to reject right there and then continue down. I mean, think about if somebody bought shares at 126. I mean, they're sitting at 50% loss right now. So that's why, even if you're a long-term portfolio holder, like this is where you want to buy, and you don't buy all of your money that you have. You buy, let's say you have a small port, you buy 15 shares here, 20 shares here, you dip down, you add another 30 shares. Can this go all the way down to 52? Sure. Can it go to zero? Probably. But at least you're not buying it here. You're not buying it at 128. Eventually, this price will go back to 128. So if you're buying it at 60, that's doubling your money. So that's how you kind of have to think. And this is also a supply or previous demand zone here, right? So if you look at it, this right here was a previous demand zone. So it was a test, reaccumulate, send it higher, and then distribution. So, and this is your buyer's exhaustion, seller's climax, pew, gone down. Now, man, if they sell this, if 70 puts for 6 cents, $6, man, if they hit this tomorrow, oof, that's nasty. Okay. And same thing happened on Netflix. If you guys look, if you go on the monthly on Netflix, the same thing happened here. I mean, here's Netflix accumulating for 397 days. They pushed it higher, and then, I mean, obviously, you guys know the story. But here, somebody's buying it right now on Netflix. Somebody secretly is buying, and there's some news today, right, about, what do you call it, Microsoft, I believe, and Netflix, they're going to be doing ads. And it can either piss people off where they cancel more, or they're going to justify with the better content, right? So I just don't like Netflix. I think it's a very, very saturated market. Amazon has a really good setup. So there goes Amazon. Somehow we knew to accumulate right before COVID on Amazon here. So they started buying August 2018, started rebuying, and then in April 20th, they knew somehow it's going to run. If you're not sure what's going on, always follow the money. What kind of pattern could you imagine happens right here now? Anyone have an idea?
Inverted cup and handle.
Oh yeah, there you go. Good job. So you have a really, really nice flag here, guys. This looks pretty good. And this looks super tight now. I mean, this, I don't know where is it gonna go, but this looks super tight. Zoom in on these black backgrounds. So the only way I go along on this is obviously I would not touch it till it breaks this level right here. Even a little bit higher, be safe. This is your options go long, your shares buy somewhere around 100, and then there's a high chance this is going back to 80. And this is, I mean, this is just super tight right now. So definitely watch this below 80. See where the shelf comes up. Yep. So if this breaks, you have 90 cents. Not a lot of room here because this is going to get bought up, in my opinion. And I don't see Amazon going to 30s just yet, but I'm glad they accumulated this at $1 or $4. Yeah, that was weekly chart. So weekly chart in Amazon. But I would definitely short it. I just would not short it below. I would wait for the 100 to be broken on this. It gets really, really choppy. I got caught once in Amazon in this mess. So I would wait for this level to be broken before I short it. But this looks good. I mean, if it breaks the upside, right? I mean, if you're looking to go a little bit aggressive, you're looking at like 17, 118, call it, and then you have room to about 120, and then you have 126. A true breakout happens there, and then you have 138 there. But they're talking about new COVID, so I don't know. Maybe they're accumulating here because they know something that we don't. And selling volume's been really decreasing here. So this could pump up really easily. At the POC at 88. Okay. I'll do one more. I'll do Tesla. So we have the levels. Okay. Not much change in Tesla. We still have head and shoulder. I put an order for this as well. My order is at 456. I think it's right here somewhere. Somewhere in between. So I'll put this in right there. I believe 456. So let's see if we get that. I think they have bad news. They have bad news after hours. I don't know if anyone has news in Tesla, but I thought there was some bad news in Tesla with Elon Musk or something like that.
Actually, they had some good news today, but except for the lawsuit, I don't know anything else.
Oh yeah, there it goes. That's it. Yeah, artificial intelligence guy leaving. Wonder where he's going. Wherever he's going, that stock's gonna pop, and probably Apple. So if that's true, then the Apple calls that came in, there was a huge flow. Apple may be hiring him, and watch them announce that. Exactly, I think so too, Richie. We'll take a look at Apple because now you got me thinking. So they're bouncing off the value area low here. So this will be a good bounce area on Tesla in case it wants to bounce right here. 702. So below 702, you have 670 as a target right below for short. And then below 670, you have about 640 as the next target. Obviously, I would watch this here, and it looks like they lost this battle here. Let's see how we open tomorrow. Yeah, of course he's gonna say no plan as of now. Yeah, there's a lot of buying on Apple here. Where would you guys go long on Apple? Do you guys see any pattern here in this area here?
Almost like a broadening formation.
Say it again. I was reading that tweet by Elon Musk. That's so weird.
Almost like a broadening formation if you take it kind of like
Okay, that's good. Good guess.
from there. Yeah.
Okay. What about this? Would this work? Almost like a little diamond.
Yeah, don't see those get called out often.
But these are deadly. Diamonds are fairly dangerous uh, patterns, and they usually play out nicely. So I would watch this here. You can short here or short here below. This is probably a safer entry for short. Here, and then first target would be here. And then if you break that, then you're probably going to the trend line, which should, you got a nice little support here. I like Apple as well for short, and then even long here if you're gonna go scalping. 148.57. Obviously, I'll probably get out somewhere here, close to 150. So $1.50 seems like more probable on the downside first before it goes up. Maybe go here and then explode higher. I do think Tesla, I might look at some Tesla puts. there's really no buyers all the way till 421. Yeah, that's 550. We're gonna get a bounce here in this zone here. But if we lose this, man, this is such an easy short. So this to me looks like head and shoulders. Does that make sense to everyone? Should I post this to Elon Musk's Twitter and be like, hey man, you talking about this? It is 56%. What did he say? 5 centimeters? I need 3 hours before bedtime. What is he talking about? His fucking cryptic mind. When did he post that? July 11th. Well, all right, guys. Well, that's all I got. So I'm probably gonna catch some sleep here. See you guys tomorrow.
Thanks, Shorty.
All right, guys. Have a good